Everyone, welcome back to another video here. This is Spectre. Wanted to make this video today. We're about 3 hours, close to 3 hours into the trading session, and there's pretty much absolutely nothing interesting going on with this price action. You can see, let's go to a daily chart real quick. Obviously, we've had this gargantuous move up from the lows of October to near the all-time high in SPY. In fact, yesterday at the high, we were just about $6.50 away from 480, the all-time high. And today, we gapped down. Nothing too crazy, right? This is not aggressive selling by any means, right? Take a look at the price action yesterday. You can see very choppy. Did get a little bit of organized selling, these 3 bars, right? But we were able to recover a lot of those losses. Nothing super duper interesting going on, like I said, right? Okay, there's an alert. Just a bunch of chop. Red, green, red, green, red, green. Just tiny compressed candles. Really not doing anything. I guess if you were to give an emphasis to one side, obviously, well, look at this. You have to respect this 1000%. Very clearly are we in very, very bullish territory. And intraday, you could say that we have been gradually drifting up. You can see that we've been making higher lows, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low. In fact, to visually represent this, you could draw in this upward sloping trend line like this. So anyways, yeah, not too much going on right now. And I wanted to take this time to talk about, let's remind ourselves, let's always strive to be patient. Don't jump the gun. Don't force anything. I think right now it's especially hard to not want to force trades or perhaps FOMO, because if you go through all of the stocks that are popping up in scanners and searches, there's just about seemingly a trillion stocks that have all made insane daily chart breakouts. I mean, look at BA. This thing has gone straight the fuck up since the end of October. This is a cursed stock, so please be wary trading this. You trade it and you lose, it's not my fault. So just wanted to point out that this is a very strong stock that I have been watching, and just a bunch of other stocks. I mean, pretty much any stock that you click on is going to be making some sort of breakout. Like, you can take a look at JPM. That looks great. DDOG looks excellent, right? Broke out of this little compression zone here, downward sloping trend line, broken to the upside. You can see down here, the volume has been heavy on that, which is great. And if you look at a longer term basis since the lows of October, right? Obviously, market has been up, 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 very strong. This thing has gone with it. You can see the selling on the way down from here to here. Nothing super duper organized, right? There are some mixed candles. We have some tails below body. We can see we have a higher low, support above a VWAP. Yes, we did dip below that 8 EMA for a bit, but no worries, right? This thing has made a big move up. Now we're moving to the upside. We have 3 nice stacked green candles on the daily chart, breaking above the previous high for the year. And today it's looked pretty good. Nothing super, super crazy as far as it's just going up, 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 but look at what the market is doing and look at what this thing is doing. In fact, if I overlay SPY, you'll see market just kind of chopping around, not doing much. This thing has been going up and, slowly, just a slow little trickle pullback. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and drop this downward sloping trend line so that I can get an alert when I do see a moment of, I like this. Okay, so I'll wait for that to trigger and then I'll consider going long if the market is telling me it's time to go long intraday. Would I consider swinging this? Yeah, I would. I would be leaning on this nice breakout here on the daily chart. It's not too far out of the gate. That 8 EMA, it is not extended from it. I've got this nice level to lay on here, and I have seasonal market strength and an insanely bullish market long term. Fuck yeah, I'd go long on this thing. But, I'm going to try to wait for the best entry point I can get, because that's what I do. My process tells me, and when I say process, I mean the thing I trade every day, no matter the conditions. It tells me that if I am patient, there will always be a good market opportunity to join the longer term trend, whether that's intraday or on a longer term basis. I just have to wait, because the thing is, the market is not always going to give you a great opportunity, right? And when I say like a great opportunity, I mean shit like this the other day. This is the FOMC day. This right here was obviously a very bullish reaction to the FOMC, especially when finally the market gets something it likes with Fed projections implies 75 basis points of rate cuts. Sure, that's very material news. The price action obviously reflects that. This is a great move that you could have joined on the breakout, because damn, especially considering that, a lot of times throughout this year so far, well, I shouldn't say so far, just this whole year, because the whole year is ending very soon, but a lot of the reactions to the FOMC has just been up, down, mixed candles, not really going anywhere, and then we just kind of sit around and not really much to trade. Unlike a lot of the volatility we saw with those meetings in 2022. So anyways, that right here, this is a good setup. What here shows a good setup? Not really anything, right? I mean, obviously, yes, we do have the longer term D1 market context to lean on, absolutely. But I'm more so referencing just the intraday price movement. If you're looking simply just to make a day trade, and you, for whatever reason, just do not want to put on a swing trade for whatever particular trade, yeah, I mean, like I said, we have been making higher lows, right? We have not seen aggressive selling. We certainly haven't seen aggressive buying today. We still haven't really filled in the halfway point of this gap, right? These are what the blue lines are, by the way. I've just kind of drew them out to signify as a signal to myself of, has SPY reached the halfway point of the gap down? No, it hasn't. Okay, well, maybe I'll use that as a sign to just chill for a little bit more. But anyways, yeah, like this is not really the biggest probability move, is it? Right? Big probability move is something like stacked green candles on heavy volume, maybe breaking through this halfway point here. I get behind that, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I don't care about waiting until, to me, it is clear, yes, I am good, and yes, I can defend myself. If someone asks, why are you going long here? I can say, well, this thing and that thing and whatever makes me feel good going long here. So anyways, that's what works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. I understand that, but being able to get that patience into your trading is extremely important. And every video I make from here, I'm probably going to be saying the same shit over and over again, and it'll probably be very tiring to hear, but I say it for a reason, because it's very crucial to have that patience and wait for the right opportunity. Realizing that earlier this year for me was what turned my trading around completely and has absolutely transformed me as a trader. So I don't know, I highly recommend it. And another reason why I'm also talking about patience right now is because of this extraordinarily bullish move on the market like this, right? Since the lows of October to where we are now, it's hard to not be overwhelmed by the number of very, very bullish stocks that are breaking out on their daily charts, right? Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it's like you're a kid in a candy store with $7,000 to buy whatever the hell you want. It's like you want to buy everything. The one thing to think about, though, is that pretty much since this low, the market has not had any kind of pullback whatsoever. Are we getting one now? Maybe. This could be a nice little wimpy pause or tiny little pullback that we could retrace a little bit. That would be awesome, and I welcome it, because that would help me figure out which of all of these breakouts on here. I'm just going to go ahead and, you know what, let me just go ahead and close these out real quick, because I'll look at those later. I'm not in a rush to make a trade, so I'm just going to wait. But anyways, here's RKT, right? This thing, rocket companies, it has literally taken off like a fucking rocket ship through this high here in August, and this is definitely the high of the year. Absolutely. This is a new high for quite a while, since early 2022 actually. So obviously this is a big breakout. Would I want to chase it here? Well, if I went long, right? Certainly intraday, stock has been pretty strong, right? Made a nice move up while SPY has not even been able to fill this gap down. This thing has been able to move up above the prior day's high, and it's holding VWAP pretty well. This could be a nice day trade. In fact, I do like it. Do I have an alert set for this thing? I don't think so. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do that right now. What would I want to see? Well, I want to see the market go up, up, up. Ideally get through this halfway point here. Okay. And I would like RKT to show me that, yes, VWAP, I like it. I'm not going to go below it. So what I've just done is set an intraday alert line here. And if it breaks that, I'll get an alert to know about it. And maybe it's about to happen right now. Who knows? Does it mean I go long the moment I get the alert? No. I have to wait until the market makes me feel a little more comfortable here. I don't expect the bottom is going to drop out, but you never know, right? Yesterday, for instance, right, we were just chopping around on this big, or it wasn't a huge gap up, but it was a gap up to a new relative high, right? We did kind of chop around, and then it was like all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. 3 long red candles that just disavowed 3 hours of price action. And again, it's not like this was a huge bullish move, but these guys came and they were kind of aggressive, and they did push it down and test that previous high of the day. Or excuse me, this isn't the previous high of the day. This was the previous high of the day. Sorry, this line here, this little dotted line is the low from yesterday, but it did break below the high, which is these crosshair lines here. So anyways, sorry about that confusion. Yeah, you could say, though, however, that yesterday was a gap up, and we know, based on looking at the daily chart, that gaps up to new relative highs have oftentimes had the gap filled. Well, how do I know that? Well, just take a look since this move up here. Here's gap up, new relative high. Okay, we fill in some of that gap. In fact, we fill in all the gap. Bullish hammer, but we filled in the gap. Gap up to new relative high, fill in the gap. Gap up to new relative high, fill in the gap. Okay, wasn't a gap up. Gap up to new relative high, fill in the gap. Gap up to new relative high, fill in the gap. Pretty much the majority of our red days have been gap up to or right near relative high, and then they have been filled. So perhaps yesterday, yes, you could argue that, well, maybe this price action made more sense that these sellers are here, and especially because we're so close to the high of all time on SPY. But anyways, I just keep trying to find a reason for myself that I just don't need to rush into any kind of trade right now, because I really don't, right? I see resistance here on SPY. So if the market comes up here and the volume is not increasing, and I don't really see any other reason for the market to break through, then I'm not going to anticipate that, yes, we're going to break through, we're going to fill in this gap to the upside, and off we go. We're going to challenge the all-time high. I'm going to wait for it to tell me that that's what it wants to do. And here's my line in the sand, so to speak, this halfway point of this gap down. Okay, so sorry, I've been getting sidetracked, but what I wanted to really say is that because we haven't had any kind of major pullback in the market this month, it's hard to know for sure which stocks are strong and which are not. And RKT, for example, I would consider a day trade, but I don't know if I would necessarily swing it because, one, this EMA is, well, the price is quite far from it, which of course the stock can continue. And yes, the 2 days that the market has been down, it's been flying higher in a rocket ship, but I still don't have a D1 level for me to lean on. Yeah, I could lean on the halfway point of this long green candle, or maybe even the low here, but that's kind of a far move away from here. So, I don't know how comfortable I'd feel here. And in general, my trades, I like to trade something where I have a reasonable, close-ish level of support on the daily chart that I can lean on, where I won't be afraid to let it test that, so to speak. And not that you should be afraid to let it test some arbitrary point you set, because if you are, then, well, maybe you're trading your P&L, which of course you should never be doing. But regardless, I still want a reasonable level of support to lean on. And I don't know, like if the market were to drop 3% next week, which I highly doubt that's going to happen, but let's just say it did, is Rocket going to keep rocketing up? How much of this is it going to hold? I suspect that because this is a longer term breakout with massive volume, that it might and probably would hold this, but a lot of other stocks you don't know for sure, right? I'm trying to think of a good example of something that, maybe we don't know what it would be like if the market were to pull back. Let's take a look at Square, for instance. Here's a longer term downward sloping trend line that, okay, might be hitting some resistance there today. What would this do on a pullback? I don't know. I don't know because the market has not pulled back yet. So a market pullback is going to be a gift for me and all of you, because once that market finds support, which it will, and I am extraordinarily confident it would, because this is a move you have to respect absolutely, right? This is not just going to reverse all of a sudden. Once it does find that support, those strong stocks that truly are strong and not just the weak ones, or the fake ones, I should say, being just propped up by the market, they're going to be compressing, holding all of those gains, or maybe just a minor little dip, or maybe even moving higher. Those are the ones that you want to get long on when that market finds support. You can feel comfortable knowing buyers are in there supporting it, because if the market were going down, 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 and this thing is just chilling here, well, clearly someone's interested in buying it even when the market is selling off. So that's really what I'm looking for. And again, because there are seemingly so many good stocks breaking out, it's just like, damn, like it's hard to not give in to FOMO, I guess, especially just wanting to join this longer term uptrend in the market. Like, obviously it feels great because there are so many good things to choose from, but regardless, I think it's just good to just be patient and to not get overly aggressive with your swings here. And I say that, again, I am not bearish at all. Absolutely not. I have no reason to be bearish because of the longer term context, which has been a ginormous move up in the market. But if I can get a better entry point into some of these swings for like a longer term hold, then fuck yeah, I'll wait for that, because that will increase my probability of success by one, knowing the strong stocks, and two, knowing that they have held up well. I now know the fakes, and I can get long at a reasonable price now that I know the market has found support. So I don't know if I'm running in circles at this point, saying the same shit over and over. I suspect maybe I am, but I'm distracting myself for good reason, I guess, because look at this. I still don't feel comfortable going long, and these two red bars, well, not that it's unexpected, but again, it's just more reason and confirmation for me that any kind of day trade I'm considering, I don't need to get long. Maybe if there's some really strong ones, but I want this market to show me it's going to give me some kind of tailwind at my back, because then it would make me feel more comfortable, and the trade would probably have a higher probability of success of working out for me. So try to condition yourself to take the highest probability trades, especially if you are struggling with your trading and your win rate isn't working out well for you. Try just picking the best of the best, right? Don't settle for less. Don't pick mediocre things that have choppy intraday price action with very mediocre volume and, questionable breakouts on the daily chart, right? You want to find those nice, clean breakouts with nice follow through. I think I showed D-Dog earlier, but I do really like this, right? This is a stock that you could try swinging if you wanted to, because you have this clear level of support to do so. But again, don't just go load up on a bunch of stuff here. Really try to pick your spots well. Try to develop patience in whatever way you can. I have a very holistic approach to my trading. I use basic technical and price action analysis. I don't know if certain people are going to want to fire down on me for saying this. I personally do not go out hunting for algo lines. Um, and the reason I say that is because not that I don't think they are relevant, I think they are relevant, but I have found for myself that you don't need to trade algo lines in order to be a consistently profitable trader. You really don't. There are tons of consistently profitable traders out there who have probably never heard of an algo line before. Pete Stolzers, the founder of One Option, I don't think he knew what algo lines were until 2020-ish, whatever, whenever Dave had brought up algo lines, and he was successful, obviously, way before that. So don't fixate on that one thing being the holy grail, like algo lines being the holy grail, because there is no holy grail. There really, really is no holy grail. If there were to exist something that you could argue as a holy grail, it is the mindset and patience and the discipline to wait for those right opportunities and entries to make a good trade. And that's why so much of the wiki is dedicated to mindset. There's a reason for it. Price action analysis, technical analysis, all of that stuff will come over time eventually, especially if you are studying and trading on a daily basis and whenever you have time. Mindset and mindset growth does not come like that in terms of just grinding out charts and studying breakouts and what makes this breakout different from that breakout. Mindset is all about, you need deliberate effort to question yourself as a trader. What is it that I want to do? Do I want to be profitable? Okay, am I not profitable? Why am I not profitable? Am I jumping the gun too early? Am I anticipating that SPY is going to fill in the gap and making a trade too early without confirming, not anticipating, but without confirming this move up above the high here into the gap? If I'm trading based off anticipation, that's not me being patient. That's me jumping the gun. So don't do that. Wait for the follow through. Yes, you might feel like you're missing that initial move, but oftentimes you will see that you don't end up getting trapped in the trade. Like, here's a good example, I think, from earlier. ARM. Let's say you went long right here or something. You were like, okay, stock has relative strength. Awesome. It's compressing here, blah, blah, blah. It's whatever, holding up reasonably well compared to the market. Oh, here's a nice long green candle. Another nice long green candle. Okay, this green candle holds the gains here. I love it. I'm going to go long ARM. And you're thinking, hell yeah, like we're going to break this high on ARM and we're just going to go to $100 or whatever. I mean, I don't know where this thing can go. This doesn't really have much of a history, but let's just say that's what you were thinking. Oh no, my chart is glitching out. This is fun. Well, I don't know if you could see earlier, but basically, here we go. Okay, it's not freaking out anymore. If you went long here and you were thinking, oh yeah, we're going to smash through the high of the day here because you saw this wick try to test it and break out, or God forbid you saw it breaking here and you were like, I'm going to just buy it right now before the candle closes because look, it's breaking out. Well, if you bought it here, whoosh, all of that flushed out. That right there is a 1% move from the close at 71.26 all the way up to 71.83, or just about 1% move in terms of this range of this wick. But anyways, you didn't confirm this breaking out. And what would that mean in this case? Well, one, this would have closed on its high above here. You would have seen another candle ideally immediately fall through and add to it, right? That right there would make me start to feel more bullish, especially if the market, which is the most important piece for me, and it should be for all of you, if the market continued this nice little grind higher up to this point at 1050. But obviously that's not what happened, right? So if you got long here, you're thinking, okay, look at this, nice. Yes, it did retrace a bit, but look, it's trying again. Oh, here's a new high. Okay, I know it's gonna break, and then, uh-oh. That's a nice long red candle. So now you're probably shitting your pants thinking, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, I just closed my chart. I did not mean to do that, but you probably saw what was happening. The stock clearly rejected that high, and now it's bouncing back around VWAP, which, what can you do, right? On a day like today, you really gotta just set yourself into, I need to just wait and see what happens and be patient. I know I'm saying that over and over again, but hopefully it's clear by now in the fourth video how important patience is. I believe that being patient and letting the price action guide my trading is what got me to complete the 10 steps outlined in the wiki to help me transform as a trader. And I honestly think that it would work out very well for everyone else as well. You just have to find it in yourself to really adopt and internalize the importance of it, why you need to be patient. Because then if you do, then all you have to do is, I say all you have to do, but really all you have to do is just watch the market, wait for it to give you a nice signal, like this isn't really a nice signal, this is a nice signal, right? Wait for something like that. You're looking for stocks while everything is, going off and whatnot. And then you pick your entry points. You're setting those alerts and they go off and you're like, do I want to go long now? Yes, the market's telling me it's good. Okay, go. Just waiting for those alerts to tell you to go long or short, game changer. I'm serious. Let the trades come to you. Let the trades come to you. Be patient. Don't get too FOMO-y right now. And relax. Okay, I know this video is getting way too long right now and you guys are probably bored, but hopefully I'm more entertaining or at least providing more insightful pieces of advice than this chop fest that the market is doing right now. So anyways, I'll shut up and hope everyone has a great upcoming weekend. See ya.